She never imagined her first day at the prestigious Sterling Corporation would change her entire life. Fresh out of university with a degree in marketing, she walked through those glass doors with dreams bigger than the skyscrapers surrounding the building. The job came with a 3-month probation period, standard for most companies. But the pressure was immense. Only 60% of new hires made it through. She was determined to be one of them. The boss was nothing like she expected. Tall, sharp-featured, always impeccably dressed in tailored suits that probably cost more than her monthly rent. He had a reputation for being ruthless in business but fair to those who proved their worth. Their first meeting was brief, just a handshake and a penetrating gaze that seemed to see right through her nervous smile. He told her that results mattered here, not excuses. She nodded, gripping her portfolio tighter. The first month flew by in a blur of late nights and endless presentations. She poured everything into her work, often being the last one to leave the office. The boss noticed. He started asking her to stay for strategy meetings, seeking her input on campaigns. There was something electric in those moments, sitting across from him in the dim conference room, the city lights twinkling below like fallen stars. Their conversations shifted from purely professional to personal. He shared his journey of building the company from nothing, the sacrifices he made, the loneliness at the top. One evening, after successfully closing a major client deal she had been working on for weeks, he invited her for dinner to celebrate. Not the team, just her. The restaurant was intimate, candlelit, the kind of place where powerful people made life-changing decisions over wine and conversation that flowed easier than it should have. Between a boss and his probationary employee, the lines began to blur. He admitted he hadn't felt this connected to someone in years. She confessed that she thought about him more than she should. The night ended at his penthouse apartment. It wasn't planned, or maybe it was inevitable from the moment their eyes first met. The city sprawled beneath them like a carpet of lights as they crossed a boundary that could never be uncrossed. In the morning, tangled in sheets that cost more than her car, reality crashed down. She was still on probation. He was still her boss. They agreed it was a mistake, a moment of weakness that couldn't happen again. But the heart doesn't follow corporate policy. It happened again the next week, and the week after that. They kept it secret. Stolen moments in his office after everyone left, weekend getaways to his beach house where no one knew them. She was falling in love, truly and completely, but the fear never left. What if someone found out? What if she didn't pass probation? Would people think she slept her way to the top? The second month of probation brought her biggest project yet, a complete rebranding campaign for their oldest client. The boss publicly supported her vision, but in private, he pushed her harder than anyone else. He said it was because he knew she could handle it, because he believed in her talent. She wanted to believe that too. That their relationship wasn't influencing his professional judgment. Then came the morning she felt different. A subtle nausea, a tenderness that wasn't there before, and an overwhelming fatigue no amount of coffee could fix. She bought 3 pregnancy tests from 3 different pharmacies, as if buying them separately would somehow change the results. All 3 showed the same 2 pink lines, positive. She was pregnant with her boss's child. And she still had 1 month left on probation. Panic set in immediately. She couldn't lose this job, not now. But how could she tell him? What if he thought she was trying to trap him, to secure her position through pregnancy? What if the company fired her for having a relationship with a superior? The questions spiraled in her mind as she sat on her bathroom floor, the positive tests lined up like accusers on the tile. She decided to wait until after her probation ended. Just 1 more month of hiding, of pretending everything was normal while her body began changing in small, subtle ways. But keeping secrets from someone you share a bed with is nearly impossible. He noticed her refusing wine at dinner, her sudden aversions to foods she used to love, the way she disappeared to the bathroom more frequently. 3 weeks before her probation review, he cornered her in his office. The door clicked shut, and his eyes held a mixture of concern and something else she couldn't quite read. He asked her directly if she was pregnant. The question hung in the air between them like a confession waiting to happen. She couldn't lie to him anymore. Through tears she didn't want to cry. She nodded. His reaction surprised her. No anger, no accusations, no demands. He pulled her into his arms and held her as she sobbed into his expensive suit jacket. He whispered that they would figure it out together, that she wasn't alone. But then came the hard questions. Did she want to keep it? What did this mean for her career? For their future? She told him she wanted the baby, wanted him, wanted the job she had worked so hard for, but she wouldn't use the pregnancy to secure her position. If she didn't pass probation on her own merit, she would leave quietly. He argued that she had already proven herself 10 times over, that her pregnancy had nothing to do with her exceptional work, but she needed to know that she earned her place, not because of who she was sleeping with or what was growing inside her. The final week of probation arrived with her presentation to the board of directors, her rebranding campaign, her vision, her moment to prove she belonged here. She stood before those intimidating executives, including him, and delivered the presentation of her lifetime. The pregnancy exhaustion tried to drag her down, but adrenaline and pure determination pushed her through. When she finished, the room erupted in applause. The client loved it. The board approved it unanimously. On the last day of her probation, she was called into the main conference room. Her heart hammered as she walked down the corridor, unsure if she was about to be fired or promoted. The entire senior management team was there, including him at the head of the table. His face was professionally neutral as the HR director read from a document. She had passed, not just passed, but exceeded expectations. They were offering her a permanent position with a promotion to senior marketing manager. The relief nearly buckled her knees. She had done it on her own merit, proven her worth before anyone knew about the baby. As her colleagues congratulated her, she caught his eye across the room. The slight smile, the pride in his gaze, told her everything she needed to know. After the meeting, in the privacy of his office, they talked about their future, a real future, not stolen moments and secret weekends. He wanted to go public with their relationship, to do things properly. He asked her to move in with him, to build a life together, to raise their child as partners in every sense of the word. She had walked through those glass doors 3 months ago as a nervous graduate hoping to survive probation. She was leaving that day as a senior manager, a future mother, and a woman who had proven she could earn her place while falling in love. The journey wasn't conventional, and the challenges ahead would be real, but she had passed the test, both the professional one and the personal one that mattered even more. Sometimes the most important probation period isn't the one on paper, but the one where you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever imagined.